So I just wanted to bring that topic of discussion up again. Think back of some of you who are perhaps, say, over the age of 40, and the older you are, the better you are in this case, of course, because you have a better perspective. Go back in time and think about how society was before. People were not the way that they are today. People were smarter. There's no doubt about that. They were more thoughtful. They were more analytical, more logical, more critical. Today, it's just people are just. I hate to say it. I hate to sound kind of like a generic conspiracy person, but people really are, to a large extent, under kind of a mind control. They're kind of like robots. And I see this as a big problem. And of course, it's going to get worse and worse and worse, especially so long as people continue to rely on their wireless devices for their attention. This is a huge problem. Anyway, I'll probably bring this up again because I think it's a very important point to bring up. That is to say, once again, of course, this whole notion that our society, at least in the Western world, rewards people who have behaviors of positivity and optimism, and punishes people in a variety of ways, by the way, right, who are negative or critical or pessimistic, right? I come from a background, academically anyway, of science, right? Physical sciences. And you must be objective. You must think critically. You must play the devil's advocate. This is the way science is developed. This is the way it progresses. Now, in all fairness, I've always kind of been this way prior to any exposure with science. So it's kind of a part of me. And I understand, folks, listen, I understand some people are just going to be really positive and upbeat and optimistic. That's their personality. I understand that. I get that. And that's fine. If you're that type of person, I'm not here to tell you that you're a bad person and you're encouraging and facilitating and inspiring a world of con men. I'm not here saying that at all. I'm just saying that surely we don't live in a world whereby the vast majority of people, by nature, inherently, their personality is naturally to be very optimistic and positive. Okay? I think that that's a learned behavior. It's a societal, pressured behavior. But of course, there are people who are that way. Just like there are people who are very pessimistic, right? Who are, say, negative. Perhaps I'm one of those people. I don't know. I've been called that before. My response is no. I'm not a pessimist. I'm a realist. No, I'm not negative. I'm just realistic, right? But of course, if you go online, you will see this mentality. I can't speak to social media because I don't use it, but I actually should for experimental purposes to kind of see what's going on, but I'm sure this is on the social media. It's certainly on YouTube. And by the way, if you notice on YouTube, almost everyone is very upbeat and positive. Everything's great. Hi, hello. It's a great sunny day here in Siberia. Just all kinds of nonsense. Everything is, it's all fiction. But they want to show you that their life is great and everything they're doing is great. And, and the reason why they do that is because they know that they can hook people. People typically don't want to hear negative things, right? Especially people who are watching YouTube. It's safe to say that many of these people watching YouTube, and I mean kind of religiously, they don't have lives. Their lives are boring and they don't have anything to do. So they want to be lifted up. right? They want to see people having a good time, smiling, and everything is great, life is great, and so on and so forth, right? And I think it's rather unfortunate. And of course, they're doing this because they want to create this image, right? And because they know that people want positivity. And positivity, right, therefore translates into more views. And more views translates into more ad revenue. And once again, as I've said many times over and over again, ever since Google purchased YouTube, it was all downhill. It was a disaster because that monetized the whole YouTube. And ever since that happened, and of course it wasn't immediate, it took a few years, but everyone now is all about the bucks. And the problem with that, of course, is that most of these videos are not genuine at all. So, and in fact, of course, I've said this many times over, and I'll continue to say it, YouTube is now, and has been for quite a number of years, the world's largest portal for scams and scam artists. And once again, I will get to that, and we'll cover that in the future. Okay? But, so I just like you to think about this, especially if you're older. Think back, to a time when you were much younger, or perhaps you can view some type of event, maybe that you have recorded, or you can find elsewhere, that reminds you of how people were, right? Their reactions to things, versus today, how people have been kind of conditioned to how to respond, right? Anyway, that's it for today.